What's up guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a Jugg style shake. If you don't know what Jugg style is, I'll just put up some examples on the screen. It's just a really cool style with like a lot of vibe to it. So yeah, if you're interested in learning this, then definitely follow along. And let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing we need is 2 clips. Clip selection is also very important with Jugg style, so make sure they fit together. So the first thing we're going to add is an adjustment layer, Ctrl-Alt+Y. And then we can go like about 5 frames backward. Alright, so and then about here maybe. So for a Jugg shake, you never really want to make it too long. You just want to keep it short. And you could make a long Jugg shake, but then definitely keep it more subtle. But for this tutorial, we really want that harsh, bouncy feeling. So we're just going to create it a little bit shorter. Then we can add something called S-shake. In some tutorials, I've already seen this. Some people use S-dissolve shake, and that is fine, but I honestly think they just don't know what they're doing. Because let me just show you what S-dissolve shake actually does. So we got this, and then, for example, they tell you to put it to like 20%, and you just follow along, honestly. But the reason you do this is when you overlap the clip, so like this, for example. And then they choose a background, for example, so the bottom clip. And then as you can see, if you increase the percentage, you can see it shakes, but it also kind of fades in. And this is really just what you use S-dissolve shake for. They be just using it for a normal transition where they don't even have the fade. So it's really just useless. So we're going to use S-shake, and then we're going to keep the amplitude at 1. Then the frequency, we'll set it a little bit higher, so maybe 10. What you can also do is enable motion blur, but I don't like it if your shake has like too much amplitude. So if it's like a subtle shake, you can apply it. But yeah, it's definitely not necessary. Then we're going to X-shake. Here we're going to set it to 120. So that's the random amplitude. And then for the wave amplitude, we're actually going to keep it at 0. So for Jugg shake, you really want to keep it randomized because that will really give that Jugg feeling. Don't ask me what a Jugg feeling is, but whatever. All right, so now we can move on to Y-shake. Here we're going to set it to 80. And then again, just keep the wave amp at 0. And then for Z-shake, now we're actually going to use Z-shake. Usually I wouldn't really use this, but for a Jugg shake, it can actually be really nice if it has this kind of like bouncy feeling. And I'll just show you that. For example, if you increase it, this is quite a lot. You can see it also kind of zooms when it shakes. So it's kind of like a zoom shake really. Let me increase it even higher actually to really show it. Yeah, now you can really see it. So we're going to set it at 65 because we also don't want too much of it. So yeah, again, you can play around with the settings. What I like with the Z-shake is to also increase the wave amp just a little bit, maybe 20, and then increase the frequency of that. So it just has something consistent. Alright, now of course it looks really bad because we didn't animate it yet, but we'll fix that in a bit. Now the last thing is a tilt shake. Here you just want to keep it low. These types of shakes usually don't have a lot of tilt shake, so let's set it to something like 1.3. Alright, so that's it for these settings. So definitely keep in mind, you want to make use of the randomized things way more than the wave things, because the wave ones are basically like really consistent shakes. So they always have like the same amplitude and the same frequency, but for now we really want to keep it randomized. So now you can animate it. We're going to do this on the amplitude and then keep it at 1 on the impact point, press U, then we can go to the beginning, set it to 0. And at the end you can also set it to 0. And then we'll select them all, press F9 and go to the graph editor. Now here you can do a few things. Usually I would do a shake like this. So the beginning very steep, and then do something like this. And as you can see, we already got a really nice Jugg shake. Now what you can also do is make the beginning less steep. So like this, or maybe even like this. And then you'll really showcase the shake on the first clip as well. So this can also work, but in my opinion, not really for any other styles like vibe style. I wouldn't really use this type of shake. But now I really like it when you can see it in the first clip as well. So let me actually accentuate it a little bit more. As you can see, if you drag this up, we get a little bit more of the shake. Now this is not how you want to do it though. As you can see, it just starts a little bit too soon. So definitely keep this handle more downwards like this. You can just tweak it around even more if you want that, but for now, I really like the shake. So then the last thing is just the seed. You can change this if you want, but honestly, I just like the first seed. Just keep in mind that if you change the seed, it will change like a lot because we use a lot of random values and the seed basically changes all the randomization. So if you use a lot of consistent shakes, so the wave ones, then you can play around with the seed way more because they'll give you like almost like similar shakes always, just a little bit different. But for now, you can see we really get some completely different shakes. For example, like this. Now it's like a little bit longer. But yeah, you just gotta play around with it then. I'm gonna keep it at 0 for now. And then, as you can see, this is the Jugg style shake. So hopefully you've learned a lot. And if you did, make sure to subscribe. And if you want me to help you even more with After Effects, then definitely check out the link in the description down below, because there's like a community that you can join and you'll learn editing way faster. So yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.